What's up, YouTube? I'm King Shanks, and this is Droid's Finest, and I'm back with Shadowrun Dragonfall Alternate Endings. So, I'm gonna just check this one because it's not yellow. Research Terminal. This terminal has two monitors attached to it. The first is filled with a text menu screen, the second with an interactive map of the city of Chicago. Oh, it's just gonna be all reading from here. Open the entry labeled Containment. New strain of Vites discovered. UCAS declares Chicago Containment Zone. Containment Zone. August 23rd, 2055. The UCAS federal government declared a quarantine area between Lake Michigan and the Des Plaines River. Today, the quarantine area, dubbed the Chicago Containment Zone, is meant to contain a new strain of Vites. Virtually introduced toxic allergy syndrome, or VITIS, is both extremely infectious and highly lethal. Two previous outbreaks of the disease, strain in 2010, and the strain 2 in the 2020s, killed billions, reducing the world's population by over a quarter. Given the global pandemic of worm flu and recent extinction of dragons, the announcement of a new strain of Vites has caused considerable panic throughout the UCAS, but local news sources from towns surrounding Chicago have offered conflicting reports about the CZ and about what it is meant to contain. Oh man, there's so much reading. According to these dissenting voices, the true danger from Chicago comes improbably in the form of a swarm of giant man-eating cockroaches. Interesting. Assuming that these reports are not a hoax, the creatures have cut a bloody swath across every town they've appeared in, and the flow of insects out of Chicago shows no sign of slowing down. We've reached out to our contacts within the UCAS government for comment on these allergens, but as of the time of this report, they have not returned our calls. CZ collapse. Okay, government calls for corporate help. August 30th, 2055. This morning is a mere 7 days after its construction. UCAS federal government has officially abandoned the Chicago Containment Zone, admitting that the CZ has not performed up to expectations. President Thomas Steele has appealed for assistance from corporate interests to stem the tide of the monstrous insects flowing out of Chicago. Ares whistleblower. Okay, blower leaks Chicago bomb plans. August 31st, 2055. A whistleblower from Ares Markenology has leaked information that the corporation is planning to bomb Chicago. Metahuman casualties have been deemed acceptable losses by the company's think tanks, and the government has allegedly signed off on the plan. In light of these allegations, protesters and supporters of the plan have clashed in bloody violence across UCAS. The spokesman for UCAS government and Ares Technology have derided these allegations as patently false, and urge UCAS citizens to remain calm as they work together to engineer a solution to the Chicago crisis. Foster. Resolution. Nuclear devastation in Chicago. Yep, they just lied to the people and nuked them anyways. Good for them. A massive nuclear strike launched early this morning has wiped the city of Chicago off the map. Nothing moves in the wreckage, a city of over 4 million people reduced to ash. An Ares spokesman has announced that, while regrettable, this morning's actions were necessary. The Chicago Hive posed an inestimable threat to the safety and security of UCAS as a whole, and with the failure of the CZ, a nuclear strike was deemed to be the most viable remaining option. Meanwhile, reports of insect spirit activity surrounding municipalities continue to flow. There are rumors of small hives forming in Aurora, Arlington Heights, and Merrittville. That's all from the last game. The giant cockroaches that couldn't be killed with a regular gun. You'd have to kill them and then use a special gun to kill their souls. I remember all of this. There are rumors of small harm... Yeah, okay, so and Merrittville. And isolated reports of insect spirit activity have been reported far north as Milwaukee. Scientists remain baffled as to why the insect spirit activity has experienced such exponential growth in such a short period of time. Researchers have advanced theories involving everything from climate change to last year's worm flu outbreak, but there is no clear consensus as the writing of this article. Step away. Yep. We made the cockroaches worse. Okay. More reading, everybody. It's just going to be a shit ton of reading. I'm cool with that, but my throat isn't. This terminal screen winks to life as you approach. At the upper left-hand side of the screen, a globe spins. The remainder of the display is filled with a text menu. Okay, so there's not too many. Threat file. Okay, threat file, geopolitical instability, international crisis reports. Okay, so open the one, Elvish Nations. Elvish Nations cut contact with outside world. Early this morning, the Elvish nations of Tir and Tir went dark, sealing their borders and severing all communications with their neighboring states. In wake of the development, California Free State and the UCAS have begun to strengthen their own borders at Tir. It looks to me like they're hunkering down, military analyst Sarah Alvarez told us, preparing themselves for a defensive war. This is unusual for a couple of reasons. One, there have been no recent indications of hostilities between the Tir and their immediate neighbors, and two, the Tir nations are located on different continents from one another. Short of a global conflict, I can't see what could threaten both Tir Nog and Tir Alvarez continued. Maybe the Council of Princes knows something that the rest of us don't. But whatever they're thinking, it's making a lot of people nervous. As of the writing of this article, no official statements from Tir, Council of Princes, or the Tooth Danon of the Tir org have been released. Sydney Rift. Oh, wait, hi. Okay. I don't know why that made me jump. I guess just because I was so not expecting that to happen. Okay. The screen fills with familiar image of a Horizon Corporation newsroom. A plastic-looking anchorman stands at his desk, flanked by a pair of attractive young newscasters. We're back with more details on the tragic events in Australia. Horizon News on Taylor Nguyen. I know how to say that name, but I can't remember exactly how it's... I think it's Inyan, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I know it's a very popular last name. I just don't know how to pronounce it properly. It is live on the screen in Piermont, with more of this breaking story. Tyler, are you with us? Whoa, hi. The hell is that? Okay, I guess I can just leave this over here for now. The monitor behind him comes to life and a grainy video feed flickers onto the screen. Eurasian newscaster stands on the edge of the screen on the edge of a scene of carnage, clutching her microphone close. An orc in work coveralls stands beside her, blinking against the glare of the noonday sun. Yes, John, I'm here. What's happening out there? It's a real mess out here, John. An absolutely tragic situation. Just to refresh the viewers at home, the permanent mana storm that surrounded the city of Sydney. That was a benign mana storm, right? For most people, it was basically harmless. Yes, that's right, John. Well, that mana storm exploded this morning into a new phenomenon that experts are calling a mana rift. I'm standing here in Pyrmont, and this is as close to Sydney as you can get. There are security cordons in place to keep traffic away, and we're being told that it's just not safe to venture any nearer. It's probably a good thing you're keeping your distance, Taylor. We're hearing some frightening things about this rift. I'm looking at a statement from the renowned Hermetic theorist Elizabeth Alder, which I'm going to read to you now. He squints up at the teleprompter. This newly formed rift, again, these are the words of Dr. Alder, has essentially dragged Sydney off of our plane of existence and into another. What? She goes on to say that the city and all of its people might still be out there somewhere, but they're no longer on this earth, not as we know it. Weird. That's what we're hearing out here too, John. The entire city of Sydney and everyone in it are just gone. In their place, there's a swirling bile of vibrant colors that stretches hundreds of meters into the sky. Our cameras go haywire if we point them directly at the rift, so we can't show you that, but take it from me, it's both spectacular and terrifying. Oh man, I keep knocking my beard hairs out. I don't know if you can see them. Probably not. Okay, I gotta stop playing with my beard. Anyways, sounds scary, Taylor. It certainly is, but that hasn't stopped some daring individuals here from doing what they can to try to help. She turns to face the orc, thrusting her microphone towards his face. He takes a reflexive half-step backwards. Sir, could you tell us your name and what you're doing here in Pyrmont today? Yeah, my name is Liam Foster, and I'm just a local mechanic. Nothing special, you know. But when I heard about what was happening, I thought I should do something, so I've organized a grassroots search and rescue effort, and we're doing what we can to help these people. How have you tried to help the city of Sydney? What have you been doing so far? He shuffles uncomfortably. Well, we've got aid stations set up for anyone that comes back through the rift. If anyone comes back through the rift, they've got food, water, blankets, that kind of thing. I also sent in a few drones, but lost contact with them as soon as they went in. I see, and have you done anything else? We sent some volunteers, brave chaps, you know. They walked into the rift itself, carrying food and water, and towing rope lines. My own cousin went in there. He does his best to force a smile. Haven't seen any of them come back yet, but there's still hope. Yeah. I'm gonna finish reading this part and then end this and go to the next episode. I want to get through this part, but it seems like it's probably a pretty long chapter of just reading. Chilling news, Taylor. We'll all be rooting for those brave volunteers back here at home. Thanks, John. Yes, thanks. Stay tuned for more news about the Sydney Rift as it comes in, and for more on-location reporting from our own Taylor Nguyen. The screen flickers again and goes black. Step away. Okay, so I'm done with this episode. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it. So, stay tuned and I'll see you soon. Peace!